Hello! Today I am bringing you my bookshelf tour! So, yeah, let's move on to that in a second. I just want to put a brief kind of comment out there that I am missing 3 books off my shelves. They're currently being lent out, and those are The Book Thief, Throne of Glass, and Scorched Trials. So if I come to those areas, especially with the series ones, I do have the other ones, they're just not on my shelf at the moment. Let's get started. Okay, my first shelf is probably most obviously Cassandra Clare books. There are a few little extra ones here, which I'll show you first. Einstein's Riddle, The Library of Greek Mythology by Apollodorus, and The Secret World of Witchcraft by Jason Carl. Then we have the Mortal Instruments, which we've got City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. Then we have The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Magisterium series. Then we have The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. Then right at the end here, I've got The Infernal Devices, as you can see there. And that's made up of Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and there's loads of shit at the end there. Soz. The next shelf down is my Rick Riordan shelf. So you can see. So we've got the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series first, made up of The Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. Moving along, we have the Heroes of Olympus series, made up of The Lost Hero, Son of Neptune, Mark of Athena, House of Hades, Blood of Olympus, and this one is my signed copy. And then we have my non-signed copy, as you can see here. Then at the end we have The Lightning Thief graphic novel, The Sea of Monsters graphic novel, The Titan's Curse graphic novel, The Red Pyramids graphic novel, The Kane Chronicles made up of The Red Pyramid, Throne of Fire, and The Serpent's Shadow. And the very last 3 books you can see here are companion books, and we've got The Demigod Diaries, The Kane Chronicles Survival Guide, and The Demigod Files. Down another shelf! The next shelf I can't actually get all in shot, but let me just... that's the shelf. And there's another book on the end which you can't see. So, yeah, this is the shelf, and we'll start at this end. We've got the Keys to the Kingdom series piled up here, made up of Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday, Drowned Wednesday, Sir Thursday, Lady Friday, Superior Saturday, and finally Lord Sunday. Okay, after the Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix, I have the Aborson Chronicles just here, made up of Sabriel, Lirael, and Aborson. Next we have the 2 books I currently have with the shelf, of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and those are Crown of Midnight and Heir of Fire, so that's books 2 and 3. And then we have Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, Talon by Julie Kagawa, 3 books in the Raven cycle that are currently released by Maggie Stiefvater, Raven Boys, Dream Thieves, and Blue Lily, Lily Blue. Next up, we have The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. Then we have my Saga of Darren Shan collection on the end. And the first 3 are the mangas, so we have Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Then we have the actual series, which you still can't see the last book of, but I do have it. So we have the bind-up of the first 3, Vampire Blood, the bind-up of books 4 to 6, Vampire Rights. I have Vampire Mountain by itself as well, which is book 4. Books 7, 8 and 9, which I have separately. Hunters of the Dusk, Allies of the Night, and Killers of the Dawn. Then lastly, I have Vampire Destiny, which is books 10 to 12. The next shelf, I can almost get all of it in. We've got all of these. A lot of sci-fi books kind of down here, but this end is kind of more paranormal as it leads on from the Darren Shan section. And right at the end here is the Saga of Larton Crepsley. made up of Birth of a Killer, Ocean of Blood, Palace of the Damned, and Brothers to the Death. Next we have my Michael Grant books. We have Messenger of Fear by Michael Grant, which is signed. Then we have the fabulous Gone series, made up of Gone, and these are the ones with the pretty pages that are coloured. Hunger, Lies, Plague, Fear, and Light. Next up we have some more sci-fi kind of books over here. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North, Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Then we have my Michael Carroll superhero books down here. Woo! Made up of The Quantum Prophecy, Stakara, and Absolute Power. That's the New Hero series. Then we have the Superhuman Clash series, made up of Superhuman, The Ascension, Stronger, and Hunter. Then right at the end we have the 2 released books in the Fifth Wave trilogy by Rick Yancey, The Fifth Wave, and The Infinite Sea. Down here we have my miscellaneous kind of books. A lot of these are books I've read a long time ago and don't plan to reread, or I just didn't like them. So, starting things off, we have Half Bad by Sally Green, Slaughter by Darren Shan, Beck by Darren Shan, which are books 3 and 4 in the Demonata series, Wormwood by G.P. Taylor, Shadowmancer by G.P. Taylor, Shadowmancer The Curse of Salamander Street, and Tertius by G.P. Taylor. Next up, Vicious by V.E. Schwab, The Kill Order by James Dashner, Framed by Frank Cottrell Boyce, John Bunyan's A Pilgrim's Progress, abridged by Geraldine McCaffrian. Some non-fiction, Wow Events That Change the World, Wow Ideas That Change the World, Wow Inventions That Change the World, and Wow Discoveries That Change the World, all by Philip Arder. Mind-Boggling Buildings by Michael Cox, South Sea and Volcano Adventures by Willard Price, Raised by Wolves by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Trial by Fire by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Across the Wall, a collection of short stories by Garth Nix, The Witches by Roald Dahl, The Giraffe, the Pelly and Me by Roald Dahl, Matilda, The BFG, Going Solo, The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, also known as J.K. Rowling. Then we have the Diamond Brothers books here, I Know What You Did Last Wednesday, The French Confection, and The Blurred Man. Then right at the end we have the Alex Rider series, made up of Stormbreaker, Point Blank, Skeleton Key, Eagle Strike, Scorpia, Archangel. Then I have the last book here, Scorpia Rising, and Crocodile Tears, but all by Anthony Horowitz. And there is one more shelf to this shelf, but I'm not going to show it to you because they're kind of much more miscellaneous books. So they're like down here. I'll just give you a quick little glance. Yeah, there's those ones too. Over here we have some writing craft books made up of 712 More Things to Write About, Writing a Get Novel and Get It Published, Write Great Dialogue, and How to Craft a Great Story. Then we have How to Write a Screenplay in 3 Days, The Marathon Method by Jackie Lynn Young, The Essential Plato by Alan D. Botton, translated by Benjamin Jowett, The Voyage of the Arctic Tern by Hugh Montgomery. Then down here we have my Terry Pratchett's Discworld books. I've got Guards, Men-at-Arms, and Feet of Clay. And at the end of the shelf we've got the books I'm currently borrowing from my friend, which is the Edge Chronicles, but there you can have a look until we go down a shelf. And on this shelf is my dystopian books mostly. I can't get it to zoom out anymore, so that's the room you've got. The Maze Runner by James Dashner, The Death Cure by James Dashner, Divergent by Veronica Roth, and Insurgent by Veronica Roth, The Uglies trilogy by Scott Westerfeld, Uglies, Pretties, and Specials. Then we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. Then we have the Penguin and the End of Days series by Suzanne E., made up of Angel Fall, and World After, Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott, Monument 14, Sky on Fire, and Savage Drift. Then we have the Shatter Me trilogy, Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me. Then right at the end here, we have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken and Never Fade. Then we have a kind of couple books over here which are not dystopians but are still on this shelf. We have Curious Instinct of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, Schizo by Nick Sheff, I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Law, The Power of 6 by Pittacus Law, and The Rise of 9 by Pittacus Law. Down yet another shelf, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Tales of the Slayer, Volume 1 and Volume 2, Doctor Who Official Quiz Book, Nightmare of Black Island by Mike Tucker, Is It Just Me by Miranda Hart, The Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, The Half-Blood Prince, and The Deathly Hallows. And if you didn't know, that's the Harry Potter series. Moving along down here, we have some scripts. Curious Instinct of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, with the script by Simon Stevens. The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. Coram Boy by Helen Edmondson, adapted from the book by Jamila Gavin. Iphigenia in Aulis, abridged by Colin Tevan, now called If. A book on Greek mythology from Greece. The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. And The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Now we have The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. Aragon, twice. Eldest, Singer. And The Beast That Is Inheritance. And what's not on this shelf, I'll quickly show you two that are on the next shelf, which is my Star Wars, the original scripts, and The Hobbit graphic novel by J.R.R. Tolkien. And you can have a quick look at my DVD shelf if you really want to, which is, so, Doctor Who DVDs, more Doctor Who DVDs, Harry Potter DVDs, some of my favourites, and The Lord of the Rings. And down here on my very last shelf we have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, New Moon, my Destroyed Eclipse, which I'm not going to show you, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, and my Dust Jacketless Breaking Dawn. Then we have some Twilight book. Moving along, we have a bunch of books from the series of Unfortunate Events. I don't have all of them, but I have a fair few. The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, The Miserable Mill, The Ersatz Elevator, The Carnivorous Carnival, The Grim Grotto, and The Penultimate Peril. Moving along even further, we have two books in the Artemis Fowl series, The Opal Deception, and The Arctic Instant, which I think is book 2, and this one may be book 4. Then we have The Secret Island by Enid Blyton, 5 Get Into a Fix by Enid Blyton, Troublesome Angels and the Red Island Pirates by Hazel Marshall, More Adventures of the Secret Seven by Enid Blyton, Highway Code, 2 Mock the Week books, as the last two. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was going to be a nightmare to edit, and yes, so we'll see how this goes, but hopefully this will be up soon. Well, you'll see it when it's up, so yes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!